Good morning and welcome to Coffee and, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee and panel.
Good morning to you. It is Coffee and time on ON, AM, and FM. Tuesday morning, it's June 6th. Thanks for joining us. My name is Joe Callahan. Linda Tebow has joined us at the Coffee and table. Good morning to you, Linda.
Good morning.
And Ed Carew is here. Good morning to you, Ed.
Good morning.
And before we get to all the very important things, we're going to get to the extremely important stuff.
I was wondering how you were going to get out of that one.
See, I showed you. It's time for our first message from the Carew Investment Group. Extremely important.
Very.
Ed
Absolutely.
Carew.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Are you retired or retiring soon? Well, that's great. Congratulations. You may be retiring, but your money can't afford to retire. I'm Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. At the Carew Investment Group, we offer personal investment management of client money, especially from the proceeds of their 401k distribution after they leave the workforce. So to find out more about our services and for professional management of your investments, you can call me, Ed Carew, or you can call my son, Paul Carew. He's been with me for 30 years now, at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA NSIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, very good. We'll ask Ed the first question. Is there anything more to say about the debt ceiling, or can we just put that to bed?
Put it to bed.
All right, debt ceiling is done. All right, very, very good. One of the other things we want to, right off the bat here, we want to say congratulations. The 2023 Autumn Fest Grand Marshals were surprised last night when we showed up and surprised them.
There you go.
And so we want to say congratulations to Bob and Nancy Phillips. They are the 2023 Autumn Fest Grand Marshals this year. We surprised them. The Autumn Fest Steering Committee surprised them at the Brewster House last night, where they were having a Lions Club. Nancy is the president of the Woonsocket chapter of the Lions Club, so we surprised them at their meeting. Surprised, really, the Lions when we all came marching in, and the other people having dinner at the Brewster House. But they were very happy, very surprised, very humbled. So it was a nice surprise for them. So
well deserved.
and we believe so, and they look forward to all the activities that will take place, and they're looking forward to riding in the Autumn Fest parade as the Grand Marshal. So congratulations
Congratulations.
to both of them. All right, Ed, we got it in the news. What is it? Is it Saudi Arabia that said that they're cutting their production?
Yes, they
in
did.
July by 1 million gallons per day.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Well, that's going to shoot up the price, isn't it?
It should. So far, nothing has been able to bring up the price. You know, I've been wrong on the price
Really?
of oil. I said that gasoline prices. Darn. Allergies and smoke now.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Canada.
I've been wrong on that, or maybe I've been not wrong, but too early. But you know, but yeah, they are cutting back on
Starting
their
in July.
production.
Not right now.
Not right now. Well, yeah,
Next-
but they
next
usually
month.
announce these things ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the reasoning to do this? Just
To try to support the price.
okay.
You know,
Keep it where it is.
Yeah, they you know, they need it to be up around $80
A
or
barrel?
higher per barrel, and
Okay.
it's closer to 70, 68, 70, 72. It's in that range because they need it for all their social programs that they have going. But it seems like every time that they cut back, somebody else.
Ramps up.
Yeah, somebody else by the name of Russia starts pumping more than they're supposed to, and they sell it for cheaper because they can't sell it on the world market, so they'll sell it to somebody, whoever they can, for less money.
I thought they got along, Russia and Saudi Arabia. I thought they were more or less allies.
Well, they're both part of OPEC or OPEC
Yeah.
Plus,
Yeah.
but you know, they get along to a certain extent, I guess.
When it comes down to
They
oil
get a
and
lot
money,
bet-
though.
They get along a lot better than they do with Ukraine.
Well, that's true. All right, so that's the latest there. So just look, if you hazard a guess, what will gas prices go up? Are we looking at like a quarter or another 50 cents or a buck?
Oh, not a buck.
No, that's too
You know,
high.
I would say that with summer driving coming up and
Yeah.
cutting back a little bit, there's other factors in there. China appears to be going into a recession. Their economic numbers are really pathetic. Yeah, Yeah, and if they're even true, because whatever China says, it's probably worse.
Okay.
You can't
trust
really
them.
trust them. They don't follow our way of reporting.
Yeah.
So if there's a slack somewhere else in the world, well, it may not go up as much. But I wouldn't be surprised to see an increase of 20 to 50 cents a gallon.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it'll stay there. Then you got us,
Mm-hmm.
who at some point, I hope, decide to refill the strategic oil reserves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've got it down to the lowest it's ever been in like 40 or 50 years. I don't think that's a really great idea with us almost ready to go to war with China and Russia and everybody
Mm-hmm.
else. You just might need it.
Right. Okay. Well, always something to worry about. right there.
Oh yeah. If you can, we settle one thing, then you
Yeah.
dwell on something
Something
else.
else.
Don't look here.
Look over here.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain, right?
Right. That's it. That's it.
Always like when you can work in a good Wizard of Oz reference. All right. Well, as we've all noticed, the wildfires in Canada. I don't know why they can't put them out. I guess they're just too
Right.
big, and we're just going to let them burn out. So we get the remnants of it as the smoke now comes down, still down here. And it's funny because my son, who lives in Maine, you think he'd have it worse. He's
Yeah.
on the western side of Maine. He's not seeing any of it.
Really?
I don't know. It's hugging the coast for whatever reason.
In the air.
Yeah.
and then comes
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he goes, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I go, but you're closer to Canada.
Yeah.
But no, we're not getting it. It's like, wow, well, lucky you. So we have the Canadians to thank for that. So and once again, air quality alert for today. Have you ever seen that when you were ER, people with respiratory issues because of bad air quality coming in?
Well,
and say,
yeah.
"Oh,
I
can't
mean, it's been
breathe."
in the summertime. In
Yeah.
the summertime, even without all this smoke, sure.
Or just the haze.
Just the warm weather and the
Mm-hmm.
ozone layer coming, and everything. Sure, that's when you really would see people coming into the ER with respiratory issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're telling people with respiratory issues and heart issues.
It's not a good day to be outside.
Yeah.
Not a good day to be outside.
So running marathons today,
Not a good idea. Not a
Okay.
good idea.
So-
Not a good idea.
Darn, I was going to start training today.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I even told my husband, because we have a pug and she is, that little flat face. I
Yeah.
said, keep her in the house because she loves to play out there and chase
sure.
rabbits.
They have
and
trouble breathing, don't they?
Well, yeah. I mean, they can. They can. She's our second pug, and we didn't have any issues. But we're careful, especially in the heat of summer. They have a hard time breathing.
yeah.
So don't people.
that's
Humans,
right.
humans too. So yeah, I told him keep her in today.
I hope he listens. No guarantees there.
No guarantees, because he knows. Oh, she likes to play. She
I
likes to play
know.
outside.
All right. Well, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, and we had a note that was called in 766-1240. If you want to call them in, this is about what happened in Providence over the weekend. 50 people involved in a fight at a carnival in Providence.
Yeah, that was true.
And the note written in: 40 to 50 people involved, mostly teenagers who were inconceivably out of control, unruly, and actually unbelievable. They have no sense of right and wrong. On them and their weak parents too. They're evil, vulgar, and disgusting. Isn't a carnival supposed to be fun?
Yeah.
Yes. Look at what these punks did. They forced the carnival to close down, and that's what the city of Providence did. And furthermore, they don't care. Throw them in jail, each and every one of them. Well, they arrested 9 from the fights that took place at the that involved 50 people, and they did. The Board of Licenses in Providence held an emergency meeting. And they said, okay, the carnival closes. And people actually showed up on Sunday to go to the carnival, and then they are breaking it down.
Yeah.
And like, nope, we've been told to leave.
Well, it's a shame that those 50 people ruined it for everyone else, and,
Yeah.
and apparently they sold wristbands for the day that they could buy for Sunday.
Yeah?
So
Would they give them
but
money back?
and sadly, I think they arrested those 9 kids or whoever they were,
Mm-hmm.
but not much was going to happen to them.
Probably not.
a little slap on the wrist and say, "Don't do that
Don't
again."
fight again. Yeah.
And there are no consequences.
Right.
to their bad behavior.
Yeah.
Sadly, and there should be.
Okay. Ed, did you see something similar? Did you see when the video of what happened at Revere Beach? This is like a week or so ago. The shootings at Revere Beach.
Yeah.
And this didn't have that in Providence, but
No.
that was I don't know if you saw that, Linda. That was scary.
Yeah.
Where the guy
Yes,
pulls the
yeah.
gun
Yeah.
out of his shorts and just
Yeah.
firing
Yes,
just indiscriminately.
Yeah, really.
Just he wasn't even taking aim. What was weird is he just took the gun out, put his arm up as high as he could, and just pointed it, and just and like that. Maybe I'll get somebody. Somebody.
No, that's sad.
It is sad that they think this way, and how do you stop it other than closing things
It's
down?
really tough. Well, was it last weekend? Our granddaughter graduated from UMass Amherst, and so we went to the graduation, and it really bothered me, but it happened that we all had to go through a metal detector.
Oh, even the guests.
All of
Everybody, the
everyone
undergraduates
that went,
and
everyone,
Wow.
everyone, and I thought, how sad this is.
Yeah.
You're going to a college graduation, a very wonderful event,
Institution.
and yet we have to.
Be checked.
And so they had 2 metal detectors, and the lines went, and they were very good, and they would. Some people were getting checked. You had to take everything,
Out of your bag?
out of your bag. Let me look in your bag, kind of thing. And and I understand. I understand.
Doesn't mean you'll have to like it.
But it's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad that we've come to that
Yeah.
to go to something like as wonderful as a college graduation, and you have to go through a metal detector.
Yeah.
I guess whenever they
it's the
worry about
reality.
a gathering of a lot of people,
Yeah.
have
I
to
mean, I
worry
get
about
it. We were at the Mullins Center. It's huge.
yeah,
So, you didn't need a ticket to get into the graduation. But I thought, and I mean, everybody was very pleasant. Everybody was very smiley.
Oh, sure.
It was nice. They were, the people that were doing they were lovely people, and it wasn't like, "Rrr." But I said, we've come to that.
yeah,
And
Oh yeah,
that's-
it is sad, and it's
It's
in all
sad,
kind of
Ed.
things. You go to
Yeah.
King Richard's Fair, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Before you go in, if
Yeah.
they check the woman's bag and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. That's really bad that we've come to that.
yeah. It's got to the point where when you go to events like that, like King Richard's Fair, I always look. Sometimes there's always a list. There's a sign on one of the lines that said that it's the no bag line.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
great.
yeah.
Because there's hardly anyone
Yeah.
ever in the no bag line.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And I never carry a bag, so
Well,
woohoo.
My son had a bottle of water,
Dump it out.
and he said, you have to drink it or dump it,
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Really?
Because there could be an explosive in there somehow.
Yeah.
How bad?
Yeah,
Isn't that's we've come to that.
Yep, it's sad. All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program. Your comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. But let's send it over to Ed Carew for another message from the Carew Investment Group.
Okay, thanks again, Joe. Good morning again, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group, 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Telephone number is 765-8880. And if you're looking for an investment firm that puts you first and works hard on your behalf, I'd like you to consider us. We're right here in Woonsocket, and we've been in business since 1987. So you don't have to go out of town for an experienced advisor. I'll work with an advisor based in Boston or New York or who knows where, probably someone you're never going to meet. And we encourage our clients to come to the office and sit down with us as often as they like. Why? Because we like to do business the old-fashioned way. We want to get to know you on a more personal basis so that we're more attuned to your financial needs. So if you're interested in speaking with us for a free, no-obligation consultation and find out how we'll invest your money, you could call me or Paul at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Thanks, Ed. Coffee and program will continue here on ON, AM, and FM.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
On ON Radio.
Okay, Coffee and on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow. And Channel 10's are reporting the hazmat team had to go to North Smithfield yesterday.
Where?
Yeah, they went over to the Link Environmental Transfer Station on Canal Street.
Oh, okay.
You know
yes,
where it
yes,
is?
yes, Canal Street. Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Because there was a report of a chemical leak.
Really?
Yes. So they went there around 2:00 yesterday afternoon, and according to the North Smithfield Fire Chief, the leak was contained to inside the transfer station, no threat to the public. But the source of the problem remains under investigation. Why did it leak in the first place?
Wow, yeah.
So, were they there when you were town administrator of this company?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they've been there.
Okay.
They've been there.
Any
right
other
along.
issues with this company
No.
in the past?
That
No.
I know.
All right. But always always scary when the
Yeah.
hazmat team has to show up.
Yeah.
Something's happened. So, but at least they contained it, and now the investigation is ongoing with that. So that's good. So here in Woonsocket, at last night's Woonsocket City Council meeting, Monday night's Woonsocket City Council meeting, it was voted 6-0. There was one. David Susi did not attend last night's meeting, but they voted 6-0. They are going to buy what's called the Dignity Bus. Have you heard of this?
Yeah, what
Ed,
is
have you heard of the Dignity
Yeah.
Bus?
Dignity Bus.
Dignity,
called-
but yeah, I've heard but I'm not
Nope.
familiar with
It's-
what is it.
Well, first of all, it's $150,000.
Oh, all righty. then.
Anyway, but it's a bus that they're purchasing from a company down in Florida, and it's a big motor coach to begin with that has been retrofitted. Okay, all the seats have been taken out, and inside have been placed 20 single beds. There's heat inside the bus. There's AC inside the bus, and I think there's a TV inside the bus too. And what it is, it's after they purchase it and they bring it here, probably a little after the 4th of July, it'll be used for for homeless people,
Homeless people.
in the city, and they've already got the okays to keep it at. It's a church on the grounds of the church, Holy Trinity, not here at Park Square. It's another church. Anyway, they'll keep it there. They can hook up to the water at the church, and it's to be used through Community Care Alliance. They'll be basically running it, and it's to help people get a good night's sleep, obviously, and to get rehabilitated too, so they can find work and things like that. So in the long run, it's going to save money, because what the city did this past winter is they put some of the homeless up at like the Woonsocket Motor Inn,
Sure.
and a few others like that. It cost the city in $140,000 in ARPA funds to put them up there, and they said, well, if we buy this at $150, yeah, it's $150, but we can keep using it year after year after year after year, and so it'll eventually save us money down the road. So I hope it works out well for them. The concern I have is what if you have more than 20 people that want to use the
Yeah.
bus? What do you
Yeah.
tell the 21st person in line?
Yeah,
Sorry?
yeah,
And then what happens?
yeah.
And I also worry, are people going to use this as a permanent thing? I don't want the stuff that CCA is offering. I just want a place to sleep.
Yeah.
And now, this is now my place.
Well, and there are some folks that are homeless that want to stay homeless.
Yes.
I remember.
They like their situation the way it is.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that I remember distinctly, we had a veteran, an older veteran, that was homeless, and I remember I remember working with him at the Woonsocket Senior Center because he came in for blood pressures, and he had many medical issues, and tried to get him the help that he needed, and try to figure out a way that we could get him a place to live, and he really didn't want that.
No, okay.
He really didn't want that, and I can remember trying really hard, contacting all kinds of agencies on his behalf, the VA and all, and had everything like set up that.
And he rejected it all?
And
Yeah.
even his the medical, and he had major medical issues, which was my concern, but he didn't want. So some folks don't want the help. Some folks don't want the help. I think it's great that they're going to be able to offer this. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a very good thing, and I'm sure it's more cost effective than putting somebody up at a motel or a hotel, for sure.
We had Valerie Gonzalez on here, and she actually went down to Florida to where the bus is, where they make the bus. And she took video of it and had pictures, and the bus looks great.
Yeah.
Where do you see it? I mean, it just looks beautiful. And the inside, they give us a tour. The video gave the tour of the inside of the bus, and it looks fantastic on the inside. And I hope it does what they intend for it to do. This company down in Florida has sold two others to other communities, most I think in Florida, and they say it's working out well down there. I guess this is their first time it's going to come up north, and we'll see how it goes. But the city council voted 6-0. Everyone is for it. City council, the mayor, the state representatives, the state senators, they all think this is a great idea.
Well,
so.
Homelessness is definitely a big issue for everyone,
Yeah.
every community, everywhere. It is a big problem, and so I think it's a good thing if this can help.
And the selfish part of it is that the city has purchased it, and it belongs to the city. The state tried to do this, and it fell apart. So this thing does
really?
not have to leave.
So it's
and
going to be
go-
for
and
the
It's just for the Woonsocket community.
Woonsocket community. That's great.
Yeah.
I
So
think it's great.
it's all ours, and I guess CCA is going to run it. and
Well,
like
yeah,
that,
I
so.
think it's going to, yeah, because it's going to need a lot of attention for
So
sure.
you're gonna hear a lot more about it
Good.
when the bus actually gets here.
Good.
Because that company in Florida is they're gonna drive it up here.
Oh, cool.
It
Very good.
runs, so they'll drive a couple of people will drive it up here, and they'll be here. They'll give training on how it works and how if you have to move it, this is what you're gonna do, and this is what all the lights, this is what all the switches do, and so they'll get trained on that,
Very
and then
good.
they'll be good to go. So
Very good.
look for the Dignity Bus coming to Woonsocket very soon.
Well, kudos to the officials that made that happen.
Yeah, so that's great. And we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but the Kirkbury Country Club in Lincoln has had to cancel everything through the summer, right up until the end of September. Closed through September. They had a fire in their kitchen, and if you remember that.
Yeah.
And I guess you just never know how extensive the damage is
Yeah.
until you get in there and start ripping
Check
the
it out.
walls
Yeah.
and see what else is wrong and what else has been damaged. And they went in there and they finally said, okay, we're not going to be able to fix this.
Oh, those poor brides.
Yeah, but we're very happy with what Kirkbrae's doing. They are helping out the couples as much as they can.
Yeah.
Calling around to other venues and what dates do you have open, and can you take this person and like that, and then getting back to them, and well, how about going here? How about and it's always up to them. Okay, your wedding reception was going to be in Lincoln, now it's going to be in West Warwick, or it could be in Sutton, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
You still want it,
Yeah.
kind of thing, or
Wow.
it's a shame that this happened, but good for them that they keep working on it.
Well,
and,
if they're trying to help them out.
yeah, they didn't just say they just keep the money and go. Say, well, stuff happens, and we'll have your. How about we have your wedding in October? How's that grab you? But they probably have some already scheduled for then.
Right.
Makes you wonder what those couples are thinking.
Yeah.
Should we start looking now to get out?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like that. So well, good for them that they're working on it like that. Ed asked me before we went on the air. He said, "What in the world happened in Mansfield yesterday?" Well, we had a little something happened yesterday. It's actually 2 days in a row. What else? Something else happened in town. I can't remember what the other thing was, but something did happen in my town yesterday where they actually had a shelter-in-place order because of where it was in town and where I am. It didn't affect me, so yay, happy about that. But they were checking on somebody in town, and somehow no one was responding when they banged on the door. But I guess the door was open, so they sent in a robot, one of those police robots,
Yeah.
to go check it out with a camera on it, and they had a drone. I don't know if the drone went into the apartment or whatever. But whatever it was, the person that they were looking for was inside, and it woke him up. And he came out and basically, I don't know if surrender is the right word, but basically gave himself up to police. They did take him to the hospital. They went to have him evaluated for something because it was basically a wellness check. I don't know if it was physical or mental. But last I heard, no charges have been filed as of yet, but the investigation is ongoing. So, always nice to have a little excitement in town, Ed. So, everything worked out just fine, and it didn't affect me at all. And I don't know the person, so
Oh, there you go.
so happy about that. Did you? What's too bad though is in the next town over from Mansfield, it's Easton, and in Easton it's another small town, but they're one fast food place. It's a Burger King, caught on fire, and wasn't their fault. You think were they cooking the burgers too much?
Yeah.
No, for whatever reason, the mulch outside the restaurant
Somebody
caught
threw-
on fire.
I bet somebody threw a cigarette.
Could have been,
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah.
Don't know yet. But the mulch catches on fire.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, the restaurant's on fire,
Oh, that's too bad.
and pretty extensive. They're closed indefinitely until we get in here and see what kind of work has to be done. I'm like, oh, that's too bad. It's the only one in town. But and no one was hurt, so
Oh,
happy about that. So, and all my 2 years of working at a Burger King, we never had a fire in the place.
Yeah.
So very happy about that. All right, time to take a break here. Time for a look at the weather forecast, which is being brought to you by the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism.
The National Weather Service has issued an air quality alert and hazardous weather outlook. Partly sunny skies today with a high of 75, a 40% chance of a shower. Patchy smoke is in the forecast today. Along with the possible shower and thunderstorms, only a quarter of an inch is expected as far as rain is concerned, and it certainly would help the smoke situation. Tonight, isolated showers and thunderstorms before 7 and continuing on with a trace amount till 10. Mostly cloudy skies, low around 51 overnight. Wednesday's weather, mostly cloudy skies and a high of 67. Thursday, there's a chance of showers mainly afternoon time, partial sunshine otherwise with a high of 68. Friday, 60% chance of showers mainly after 5 p.m., partly sunny with a high of 68. Saturday's weather mostly sunny with a high of 73. Sunday mostly sunny and 79. Next Monday, 40% chance of a shower, mostly cloudy skies and a high of 76.
All right, Dave, thank you. And currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, there's a mix of clouds and haze and smoke. And we have 64 degrees. Hold on, I got to read something very important here. Take a moment to explore Massachusetts this summer. Plan your getaway today at visitma.com. A message from the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism.
Hi, I'm Kathy LaValle at The Honey Shop. Check out our Facebook page at The Honey Shop RI, and there you'll see a whole list of our new classes and lots of fun things to do. You could join us for making limoncello, pizzas, pasta making, cheese making, so many fun things to do and learn.
Thanks, Kathy. Folks, if you love food, you'll love the Honey Shop, right behind the Dunkin' Donuts at Park Square in Woonsocket.
Have you heard of Scott McGee with Remax Properties? He's been selling real estate in Rhode Island and Massachusetts for the last 17 years, and you can see that he loves what he does. Scott, as well as his team, take pride in what they call the fair and honest team. No gimmicks. And no, they're not buying your house if it doesn't sell, etc. Just fair and honest real estate. Scott personally works with tons of sellers and buyers and specializes in residential properties as well as commercial, and he's always very fair and offers super competitive rates. Remember, this is probably the biggest move in dollars that you will ever spend or receive. You want to go with a trusted and experienced agent. Scott is fair, honest, and modest, always puts the clients first. And he also dealt with literally almost any situation. You really need to look at your real estate needs as a business. You want to pay and get the right money now so that you're not paying for it later. Trust me. So why not give Scott McGee a call at 401-639-2906. That's 401-639-2906.
Hello, this is Manny Brando. I hope you will listen to us each Sunday morning at 8:30. I will sing your favorite songs, and my wife Virginia will organize everything.
That's right, Manny. It's the Manny and Virginia Show every Sunday morning at 8:30 on ON, AM, and FM radio.
All right, it is Coffee In on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow. And Ed,
Yes.
this probably will not surprise you, but a new report has been released, and it's critical of the commuter rail system in Massachusetts. Now, we just had the new guy take over,
I know, poor guy.
but 2 months ago. But there's an advocacy group called Transit Matters, and it says the system needs a complete overhaul if the state is to meet its net zero carbon goal by the year 2050.
It would be best if it could work. Those are lofty goals, but you've got to get them working first.
Now,
right?
well, that's right. The Herald reported that among the recommendations is electrifying the system. I thought the whole thing was electrified.
Is that third rail?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I thought, yeah.
They're not
They-
shoveling coal.
No, they're not. The electric trains are more reliable and cost less than diesel locomotives. Well, maybe that's it. They're using the engine, at least not on the Green Line though. But maybe the commuter rail
What-
engines, the ones with the purple on it. Maybe they use diesel fuel to get going, move it back and forth.
Gotta
'Cause I thought the whole thing was electric.
electric, they'd have to plug them in every now and then, like they do with. What's the third rail then?
That's what powers that's where the electricity is that powers the thing. So they don't have to plug in.
Yeah, but isn't that only on the...
That's on the subway trails.
Yeah,
trains.
right. That's
Yes.
not on the
Not the commuter rail.
Not the commuter
not the
rail.
commuter rail. So they weren't talking about the commuter rail one in this report?
Well, they are.
All right, so
The whole thing. The whole T system is
you
going to
get
be...
that. You've got the buses. That's part of it.
Yeah.
They're not electric. Well, I know
yeah.
they're not.
Well, no, they said that... Well, no, it just says this advocacy group is critical of the rail system.
Oh.
So
Oh,
we're
the
we're
rail,
talking-
not
we're
buses,
talking
not the buses, the rail
Yeah,
system.
or the boats as well. There's a ferry service on the Boston Harbor. But they want to do a complete overhaul. Well, that'll slow things down in Boston if we do a complete overhaul. And I didn't know they wanted to be a net zero carbon goal by 2050. I don't know who put that goal in. And will we be here to see it?
I doubt it.
I won't.
I doubt it.
I can assure you. But, you know, they've got to make them work right for,
Got to run on time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you know.
So, yeah.
I mean, they've got so many issues of things breaking down, and
Yep.
I think you got to fix that.
If it breaks down in the wintertime because it's too cold, and then in the summertime
Summer's
it's too hot,
yeah.
the rails like expand, and
Yeah.
that stops
Yeah.
things. And
So, yeah.
just glad I don't do that. What a terrible job
Yeah.
to be in charge of that thing.
Yeah.
Although there's ads all over the place for the MBTA. Look at the help,
Help, yeah, you see that.
and it's about how great they are to come work for, and you know, be a bus driver or drive the train or whatever else they're looking for.
Yeah.
No. Would you like to be down in the tunnels all day,
No.
driving the trains? No. What's funny? What I've done before. Now there is a commuter rail stop in my town. So what I'll do sometimes, just to be a pain, I get on my bike, all right, and I pedal over to the train station, and I wait for the train to come in, and then I take a look at the conductors who look at me, who think I'm getting on the train with my bike,
Yeah.
and they're like, no, you know, they don't want to deal with it, and then I don't get on.
You are a devil.
And I'm like, I'm not getting on. What are you looking at me for?
Oh, Joe.
I know. Yeah. It's a very dull life I have. Linda was mentioning about presidential politics, and we have the story. New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu will not run for president. We just had it's Trump and on the Republican side, Trump and DeSantis and Pence is supposed to announce
Pence and Christie.
today, and Chris Christie.
Chris Christie.
Is there anyone else, Ed? Did I miss somebody?
Nikki Haley. Nikki
Well,
Haley.
Haley
Has she
already
announced?
did. She
Oh, yeah,
already,
she was the
She
first
did.
one.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
she already announced.
I haven't heard
yeah.
about it. Okay.
Yeah.
So Chris Sununu up there in New Hampshire, he says
Some
no.
other guy,
Somebody else. There was another one.
Another Republican?
Kuhn, I think his name is.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, is he the African American?
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. He is
Yeah.
another one. He said he believes he can be. They all say the same thing when they say they're not going to run. I can be more useful back home. Well, he said he can be more useful working to help the Republican Party in other ways. Sununu has spent the last several months attending events around the country as he considered a potential presidential candidacy, but he is out. So okay.
Okay.
One less person
It's going to be a
to go for there.
long election.
And it's Biden and Kennedy on the Democratic side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody else has come forward that I've heard of.
No.
Okay.
I don't know. Biden now.
Yes, he's. They all say the same thing. Send me back. Got to finish the job.
Yeah, he's going to run on. Yeah. Keeps falling though.
Did you see him trip
I did.
at the Air Force Academy
I did.
graduation?
Oh,
That was a good fall.
Yeah. I've been watching his gait for a while now.
His what?
And his gait,
Yeah.
the way he walks.
Oh, okay.
There are
What have you
issues.
noticed?
Well, it's very
Wobbly, unsteady.
stiff-legged.
You think he needs a cane or something?
I don't know.
Will that help him with his
I've
balance?
I think there's something amiss with his.
Is there?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
something. Yeah.
In his equilibrium?
I don't know. His gait. They said he has arthritic changes, and that's why he's
Okay.
stiff-legged. But
Yeah.
he's got a wide gait, and he's,
Okay. Well, keep an eye on that for us.
I will. I'll let you know if I see any changes.
And in Massachusetts, Compass Medical.
Yeah.
Wow.
Were they, yeah. Wow, I was right.
Wow.
Are they a private company?
Wow. That's outrageous.
Yeah, I don't think they're public.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they filed for Chapter 7.
But all those
Bankruptcy-
people.
Oh,
all
70,000
those
people.
People.
Out of work.
Not
No, I'm
only
sorry,
out-
70,000 patients.
patients, but all those people out of work, and
Yeah.
now their health insurance is canceled. Everything. That's terrible.
Wow. It closes multiple locations outside of Boston without any notice. 400 people out of work, 70,000 people with no doctors.
No primary care. And that's going to be hard for them to find somebody because
It's hard to find another
it's
doctor.
hard to
Yes.
find a new primary care doctor.
What do you
these
do? You
days.
find a new doctor first, or do you find a new health care insurance first? What do you
Well,
try
I
to do first?
mean, it's those where do they begin? You know, where do they begin?
Well, in Mass, they have the Mass Health Connector.
Yeah, well,
could
I
do
know,
that.
I know.
But I'm sure a lot of these 70,000 had their Compass Medical through their employer.
Right. Well, that's it. A lot of those. That's what.
So
they
what do
were
the
saying.
employers do?
The,
They are scrambling.
They're scrambling. They're scrambling.
As you know, the phones must be ringing off at Blue Cross and United Healthcare and
I mean,
all the others that are available. Tufts.
exactly. But I mean, you know,
Can they take them all on?
but I mean, there was no notice. They just
Yeah.
they were
just
done.
done.
No warning or anything to
Isn't
to their patients or to their
Oh, to them.
employees.
Yeah. What a shocker that they were in
That's
such
terrible because they what did they
bad
say? They had
financial
about
straits.
6 sites, I think they said, in Massachusetts.
All around
All around.
Quincy
right?
and the Boston area,
Oh,
up that way.
that's terrible.
So the Chapter 7 involves a complete liquidation and a shutdown of the company. And so it's just we're just done.
They're
And what do
done.
you do with all that medical equipment that's in their offices?
And some of the folks were saying, the patients, they want access to their medical records.
Well, there's nobody there to give it to
There's
them.
nobody, everything's locked down.
Yeah, it's all locked in their computers.
Oh.
And yeah, whenever you switch doctors, especially if you go outside of where you were, that's the first thing they ask for.
Well, of course.
Sign this piece of paper so your old
Exactly.
place can send your medical records to us.
Exactly.
But if there's no one there
So
to do it,
I mean, wow, that they can do that is amazing.
it is it's a shocker.
Yeah.
And
So yeah, 70,000 people now looking for a primary care doctor.
man, you hate to be working in a doctor's office
Exactly.
out that way. And there are a lot of doctors, especially in the Boston proper area.
Well, there are,
But
but
still.
there's still a shortage. There's
Yeah.
still not enough to go around. And they interviewed one of the employees. I forgot what her position was, but she said there are a couple of people in the office where she was working that these women are due to have their babies in a couple of months, and now they don't have health insurance.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Yep.
You know?
Stuff you don't think of when that happens. Well,
When
you can
that
always
happens, a lot of people are affected by that.
well, just show up in the emergency room and just say,
Well-
well, we don't have any at the moment. So
Well, you
let's,
know,
let's deliver the baby first.
And I think that was their message that they were giving to the people. If you have an issue, go to urgent care or to the emergency
Yes.
room. But,
that's the best.
like-
well, that's the best advice we got right now.
well, but, I mean, so many of those emergency rooms are
Crowded.
crowded anyways.
Oh, yeah.
You know, have you tried to go to, you know?
You try your best to stay away from the
Well, you do,
emergency room
try to go
if
to
you can.
urgent
care is
or
a much
whatever,
better
but,
option. But sometimes you can't.
No, I mean, this is a terrible thing
Mm-hmm.
for those people that are involved, and it affects a lot of people.
Did your wife have any dealings with Compass Medical?
Actually, she was going there for a few years, not a lot of time, maybe 3 years or so, and she switched. She didn't like it there. Didn't like the doctor she had.
Okay.
And she now has another doctor that's affiliated with Beth Israel in Plymouth, and it took her 3 months to be able to get an appointment with this doctor.
Yes,
It was not a new doctor, but a new doctor to them because they didn't have anybody for it. You know, so this doctor works for Beth Israel, you know, and I really she's very happy with her new doctor. She's very happy with her, and that doctor came from Compass.
Compass? Wow.
You
Okay.
know,
Really?
but you know, and now that's almost a year now that she's been going there. Yeah. My wife's very happy with her health care that she's receiving from Beth Israel.
All right, good. But it's like that, you know, my daughter's had to pick a new doctor because her doctor just said, well, you know, I'm leaving. I'm leaving the practice. So even if you stay within, and we stayed within the medical group,
Right,
you still get, well, when can we see the doctor? 3 or 4 months.
yeah,
Okay, well, glad it's not an emergency. So,
yeah.
all right, so yeah, that's bad news that happened there with Compass Medical. This happened in
That
South.
is,
Yeah,
I think it's Horizon. I think that's the name.
Health.
I keep seeing that.
yeah.
I keep seeing that show up on my Facebook page. Don't ask me why, but it does.
Are they saying
And they're
it does?
actually saying that they want to hire
All the people,
doctors and
lawyer-
nurses and employees of Compass. You know.
Yeah.
They have about 4 different offices closer to the Boston area. Not in Boston, but closer
Near-
to
around it.
Boston.
It's a good
They'll,
idea.
they'll look
Good
at
idea.
That's good.
You know,
We were saying, medical records,
Uh-huh.
and what about all the medical equipment that's in their offices that are now shut? Who gets those?
I don't know.
I don't know. All right, I don't know if you saw this video yesterday. This happened in Southbridge, Massachusetts, where the man crashed his car through the martial arts studio.
Oh yeah.
So lucky. Talk about a silver lining. If it was an hour later, the place would have been filled with kids taking a class, but they were in school.
Wow.
And so they believe he was 34 years old, but they believe he had a medical emergency because if you look at the video, there was no red lights on the back of the car trying to stop.
Yeah.
Just crashes right through at a high rate of speed. And he has life-threatening injuries because of this. The vehicle ended up, it went through the front of the building, went through the back of the building, and then went down a ravine into a creek. And then he was ejected. So he was found on the edge of the brook and rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Yeah, pretty bad. And if you see the video of it, it's pretty amazing to see how fast he was going when he crashed through the building. And the news people talked to the owner of the martial arts studio. They said, well, they were worried about the driver. He goes, this is just all wood. This can all be rebuilt and replaced. We're really worried about him, and glad no kids were in
Were
here.
there,
We're
thank
taking
God.
a class at the time because it could have been a lot worse. All right, break time once again here in the Coffee and program. More coming up. Please stick around. Thanks for tuning in to ON Radio. Timeless Antiques and Collectibles is proud to salute the Woonsocket High School graduating class of 2023. Congratulations to you from your friends at Timeless Antiques and Collectibles.
Since its founding in 1996, the Valley Breeze has been the trusted source for local news in the Blackstone Valley. Our readers and advertisers understand that shining a light on all aspects of our communities and doing it with some of the best local journalism anywhere makes these cities and towns better places to live in. We believe that truth has value and should triumph over rumors and misinformation. See valleybreeze.com or any of our 5 editions for more on how you can be part of this local news success story.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
All right, it is Coffee In here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Linda Tebow and Ed Carew. Nice to have you along with us. I did not win Mega Millions last night, Ed. You know, my retirement.
Yeah, I figured that because
I forgot to buy a ticket.
you're here this morning, so.
But a man in Queens, New York did.
Really?
Yeah. The pot reached $476 million in April, but 71-year-old Howard Beach resident Johnny Taylor chose to take the cash value, and he gets a lump sum of a little more than $157 million after taxes.
Is this mega ball?
This is Mega Millions.
Mega Millions?
Yes. This man just recently retired from his job. As a building handyman in Manhattan, he plans to use the winnings to travel, buy a new home, and donate to his local church. That's very nice. Yep. So, just a killer in taxes. The pot's $476 million. You take home $157 million. More than half gets just taken away if you take the lump sum.
Got to pay your fair share.
That's right. No, it's mine.
No, but you win that much, it's okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it. All right. So what do you think of this? Is this too much? All right. A Wisconsin teenager caught filming high school girls changing at his house may be getting 50 years in prison. 50 years. Okay, so last week, Brian Saban, he pleaded guilty, okay, to 14 felony charges for spying on girls who also went to his high school. Investigators say the then 17-year-old, and he says he's still a teenager, so maybe he's 19 now, the then 17-year-old drilled a small hole in the wall to capture at least 30 girls as they changed clothes. Now, in exchange for the plea, prosecutors dropped dozens of other charges. And he's facing up to 49 years in prison and $140,000 in fines when he's sentenced in August. All right, the first question is why are all these girls changing clothes at his house?
Yeah, I was gonna.
Why is that?
Something wrong with that picture.
But I don't have that. I don't have an answer for that.
yeah.
Why is that going on?
Yeah,
And how did he get them? How did he convince them to do this?
yeah.
And why? But anyway, so anyway, but don't you think? I think 50 years is way too much for this crime.
And plus, he was 17 when
He was a
it
kid.
happened.
He was a
So
kid.
he was a minor when it
Yeah.
happened. Wow,
And
wow.
is it too much, Ed?
Sounds like a lot.
It does.
I mean, if you murder somebody, you get out
You
after
get the same
X
amount.
amount of years.
You're right, yeah.
Too much, Linda?
I'd say, yeah. And I remember when I was saying they don't get the consequences of what they do when they
Well,
do
this
something
one-
wrong.
this one does.
But this is like
The other side.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the pendulum really swung the other
No,
way.
what he did obviously is wrong.
Well, it was wrong, but
And-
he was 17, so he was a minor, and usually they're not as.
Yeah, they stay in prison until they're 21, and then they get out.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Wow.
there's got to
There's
be
gotta
more
be more
to
to
it
it than
of
that.
what is going on
There's
here.
gotta
That
be
he's
more
looking
to
at
it than
50
that.
years in prison and $140,000 in fines, which he probably doesn't have either.
It's not.
So I would like to know more on why he is facing this many years in prison. Has he got a long track
Where
record?
where did it happen?
This is in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Yeah, was there a history of other
Yeah.
behaviors and that? But still,
Boy,
it's a lot.
I mean, you chalk it up to boys being boys.
Yeah,
And,
but that's a little
but,
bit more than boys being boys.
Yeah,
You know.
and I'm sure he
Yeah.
bragged about it
Yeah.
to the other guys.
Yeah.
This is what I got going on at my house, and how in the world he
why-
got the girls to
I mean-
change at his house.
Well, why? Well, see, there's a lot
More
that we
to
don't
it.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is it. It is
Well, did
bizarre.
he sell the pictures or the
Yeah.
videos of these things, or there's
That's a good question.
different things that we don't know here?
It doesn't say. Well, it does say caught filming.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
heard that part. But
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
He's
what did he do with the
he's ju-
film?
He's just not
Is it for
watching. He's
personal
filming.
consumption or what?
Yeah.
Or did he put it on
Oh, they put it on the
Facebook?
internet. Yeah. Excellent question, Ed. Or did he sell it? Put it on a thumb drive and sell it
Yeah.
around the school.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. So I just don't have the rest of that information. But 50 years.
Well, that's
Wow.
a lot.
That is a
You
lot.
need to find out.
I'm off to Wisconsin today.
Investigate that more.
So if you drive a car in California, you cannot have it insured by Allstate. Allstate Insurance is dropping their car insurance in California. Life insurance is okay. Homeowners insurance is okay. Business insurance is okay. But they say it's just too expensive. Okay, I got it wrong. They're dropping their homeowners insurance.
I thought that was, yeah.
I thought I heard it was car, but no. It's just too expensive to insure new homes in California. Wildfires,
Yeah.
higher cost to repair homes, higher reinsurance premiums.
Yeah, you get that a lot in Florida too because of hurricanes.
Okay.
Yeah.
State Farm did the same thing.
Yeah,
Okay. More than 77,000 wildfires in California in 2022, damaging or destroying 800 structures. California Insurance Commissioner submitted new regulations requiring insurance companies to provide discounts to consumers and other protections, including large payouts and less red tape. And insurers say the new rules make it more challenging to quickly adjust prices during high inflation.
Right.
So we'd rather just not
Yeah.
offer it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, plus they have mudslides. They have all those, fires. They have so much happening.
Mudslides happening out there that wreck
Yeah.
your home. So
Yeah.
all right. I just wonder if they were given. I wonder how much notice they were given. 6 months. Your homeowners insurance is up for renewal
Yeah.
in November. Where it won't be
Look-
with
look
us.
so- look somewhere else.
Start looking someplace else because we're pulling out of this state. So wow. All right, that's what's going on there in California. I mentioned this to Dave a little earlier today. It is still tough to be a postal worker in the United States. Bad weather. That you got to deal with when you're out there. But the other reason is it's still an issue of dogs attacking postal workers.
Really?
Now, does your pug do this? Okay,
No.
good for you. United States Postal Service reports they had more than 5,300 postal workers attacked by dogs last year. That's a lot. And the highest, the biggest place that had the largest amount of attacks, Houston, Texas, had 57 postal workers attacked by dogs. And they're just not coming out and, being all friendly. They're coming out and biting.
And they're probably really big dogs because everything's
Well,
bigger in Texas.
And probably they don't have things like leash laws or, have your dog
might
under
not.
control and,
Now, I've seen them around here, postal workers walking around here, and they always have a can of something
yeah,
that is hanging off their hip.
yeah,
I'm not sure what it is,
yeah.
but it's got to be some kind of deterrent
But,
in case they run into some kind of animal.
well, a lot of communities have, your dogs have to be under your control or at least, on a leash or,
Yeah.
so they shouldn't be running around biting the postal workers. My pug loves the mailman.
Oh, yeah?
She barks like crazy, but he always talks with her. And
Oh, well, all right then.
Yeah, they're friends. They're friends.
Well, that's good. Does he pet the dog?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, nice. Well,
actually,
okay.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
that's nice. But other times it's just
yeah. Well, she doesn't do much biting anyway. She's
Got a little mouth.
she got a little mouth. Yeah.
doesn't do much. But if you're a postal worker, especially if you're out when walking, and a dog comes charging around the house and
Right,
there's no fence,
exactly. No, yeah,
and it's barking and snarling and showing its teeth. What do you think?
yeah.
Oh, they're just playing. No, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
no, they're not.
All right, so tough to be a postal worker here in the United States. All right, out in now here's another good. When I go my way to Wisconsin, Ed,
Yeah.
I'm going to swing around California and stop by the cheesiest roadside attraction in Joshua Tree, California. Cheez-It, the crackers,
Yeah.
is inviting travelers to visit its unique rest stop and fuel up their car with the world's first Cheez-It pump. It's designed to pump bags of cheesy snacks into the car
Oh, that's very cool.
out of a little
I like Cheez-Its.
nozzle
Yeah,
of some
yeah,
sort.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Travelers can also buy themed merchandise and find unique Cheez-It flavors at the Connected Shop. The rest stop will be open daily until June 11th. Oh, I gotta get out there. quick.
Yeah, you better move.
Get going.
Not a big Cheez-Its fan though.
No, I like Cheez-Its.
I wonder why it's only open for a little while.
Oh, okay.
But in case
Well,
you
if
happen
you
to be,
start now,
I could get there.
yes.
I got 5 days to get there.
There you go. There you go.
Oh well. What is it about Cheez-Its that you like?
I like it. They're the flavor, and they're crunchy, and not too salty. Yeah, I like them. Makes your hands all yellow.
You like Cheez-Its, Ed?
Cheez-It,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're all right.
sure.
Okay. You like everything.
No, I don't like fake meat.
Fake meat? Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
The
And what
Credit
was-
Burgers or whatever they're called.
No, Impossible. No, what is it?
Impossible is one of them. Beyond Meat is another one.
Beyond Meat.
I've
that's
seen
it.
them all in the grocery store.
Yeah, and they're still there too, right?
They are still
yeah.
there.
Well,
There's a
and-
whole line
Yeah,
of
there's a
stuff.
bunch.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Uh,
a bunch.
And more coming. Plant.
But you actually tried though, didn't
Yes.
you? It
By
was-
mistake.
By
But,
mistake, yeah.
It was a mistake for me to buy it.
But there was something called plant-based eggs.
Oh, they're
I'm like this.
going
that's-
crazy
that's
with
gotta be
this
awful.
plant-based stuff.
Yeah, it's everything.
I don't eat that crap.
Sausage and just eat the
Yeah.
real stuff, right?
Yeah.
All right. So authorities down in Alabama are announcing a very large drug bust, and it's funny because no one from Alabama was arrested. 2 women from Florida and 1 from California were arrested after a traffic stop. Deputies searched their vehicle, discovered several hidden compartments, and it had nearly 220 pounds of cocaine in the car. They were taken to the Mobile County Metro Jail, charged with drug trafficking. Officials estimate the cocaine was worth over $2 million.
Whoa. And where did that happen?
That was in Alabama.
Alabama.
They made it all to Mobile, Alabama. So you figure they picked it up in Florida.
Florida.
And we're driving west to get to the Cheez-It thing. And they're going to pay with the cocaine, I guess. I don't know what they're doing. So that's what's going on there. So that's a lot of cocaine.
That's a lot.
That's
know,
a
it's
lot
Good
of
they got it off
cocaine.
the streets.
That is good. And I always wonder about the people that are expecting the delivery of that much cocaine and it never arrives and they paid for it. Who do you complain to?
I don't know. You think the state treasurer could help at all?
Yeah,
or-
right.
Well, possibly.
Wow.
All right, so we're going to end on that note right there. So thank you very much for listening in, everyone. Always appreciated. Ed Carew, stay away from the impossible meat.
Not a problem.
No problem.
Not a
Have you
problem.
tried the impossible chicken?
No.
The stuff that too, it looks
to
terrible.
Get me
too.
to eat that is impossible.
Impossible. All right. Thanks for coming in, Ed.
Always a pleasure.
All right, and Linda Tebow, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
All right, this is Joe Callahan. Have yourself a great day. Stay out of the smoke. It's coming up,
Yeah.
Gary Smith and the crew, 9:30 with Do You Remember here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. Channel 12 TV News is reporting that